everybody and welcome back to the Distro Rock Hopper. Now in today's video, I am actually going to be switching away from Fedora Silverblue. Now I have spent my time on it, I have enjoyed it, but I feel like it's kind of pointless because I haven't really been using the immutable features. I've installed most of my stuff through RPMOS 3 instead of Flatpak, which is kind of like the main way you should be doing it. And also, while I do believe that immutable distros are the future, immutable distros are not the present. So I will be switching off of Fedora Silverblue onto something Arch-based and mutable like every other distro. Now that won't be vanilla Arch, and that won't be EndeavourOS. I'll actually be switching to CachyOS, or CachyOS, how are we supposed to pronounce it? I think it's CachyOS. Now, CachyOS is a gaming-focused Arch-based distro, which has kernel-level optimizations to make it basically the fastest gaming distro in existence. Now, I am on a bit of older hardware that isn't really going to benefit from these optimizations as much. As you can see, I'm on an i5 7200U and 4 gigs of RAM. I know it says 3.6, but that's because it's measuring in gigabytes here, not gigabytes. But anyways, I'm going to type, I guess systemctl power off here. I do have this keyboard hooked up, so I'm just going to type the command systemctl, let's just do power off, enter. Now this is my second monitor. I did actually rearrange my desk setup. As you can see, I have this blank space here for recording videos, and then my laptop's over there. This this blank space here is mainly meant for if I'm recording videos that don't involve my computer, then there's just a nice space here to do stuff. But anyways, it is currently, oh no, it's fully shut off now. But what I do wonder is, if I spam F12 on this keyboard, will it actually pull up the boot menu? But so let's test that theory. I'm going to plug the flash drive in, press the power button, and then just start spamming F12 on the USB keyboard here and see if it works. And it did actually work, no way. Okay, so let's go EFI USB device. I know it doesn't show up on this monitor. I'm actually gonna just pull the camera over here, and I'm going to select CachyOS desktop, boot in normal mode, and then you can see here, I'll just zoom in. It says welcome to CachyOS Live. We can do CachyOS, legacy hardware, memtest, UEFI shell, firmware settings, or shut down or restart. Let's just go CachyOS, the regular version. Now, as you can see, I'm literally using a brick separator to prop up the phone to the correct angle, but oh well. So I guess we are just going to be staring at a black screen here until the thing boots up fully. Okay, there we go. Now it's showing some stuff. Welcome to CachyOS. Now I will be installing Plymouth once I get the system fully installed, so that I can have a nice graphical boot screen, because, well, yeah, this is fine to look at. I want something a bit more pretty and a bit more presentable. So I'm gonna install Plymouth after this. And then, the install should not take that long, because it is the Calamares installer, which is usually pretty quick in my experience. And as you can see, it's taking a bit to load here. Now I will actually want to see how those optimizations work in practice. And as you know, when I switched to Silverblue, I wrote a program to declaratively manage packages. I'm probably gonna port that over to Arch to work with Pacman and maybe some AUR helper. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna code more programs. I'm probably just gonna base it, like fork it off of infrared, because I've already wrote it all. I just have to change the commands around basically that it uses. So it shouldn't be too difficult. All the infrastructure's already there basically. Now I can see that the mouse is actually on the laptop screen here. See, look, there's the mouse. I can like jiggle it around. So yeah, let us just wait. I'll pause the clip here until, I assume this is KDE. I think it's KDE Plasma. So, okay, oh, there's the splash screen. Perfect timing. Now, as I think I have stated this before, I'm not really the biggest KDE fan on the planet. I mean, it works. It's a perfectly possible desktop environment. It's just not really my first choice. I'm usually a tiling window manager user. I use Hyperland, and I've recently been like switching to Neri, which is a scrolling window manager. But I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so there is actually, it has showed up on the this monitor. Welcome to CachyOS. It says CachyOS hello. Anyways, I am gonna just quickly connect up to Wi-Fi, and then I will see you once I can get the installer started. Okay, you guys can't see because there's no panel, but I have connected to Wi-Fi. I'm gonna press launch installer here. I've moved the little hello thing to this side. So I'm just gonna wait. I guess I do actually want to press this. CachyOS hello, welcome screen for CachyOS. Close. And I am guessing that this is also gonna be like a welcome manager type thing when I like log in for the first time. Okay, so we can choose our bootloader. It appears, I'm just gonna close this. So we can go with grub, just regular old grub. We can go with system deboot, which is the default. We can go with refined, AI SDK refined, whatever that is. I know what refined is, but what's this like AI SDK thing? And then we can go with Limelight, which does anyone even use? It does say that system deboot is the default. I guess let's just go with system deboot then? Question mark. I'm gonna get the keyboard again. There's no way really to put it because my whole recording tower is in the way. By the way, while we wait for this installer to load, I will show you my cursed setup here for recording myself. Not recording myself, for recording the monitor. This is actually what I normally use even to film my laptop screen. I have this here book, this really old book, a 3x3 Rubik's Cube, a 2x2 Rubik's Cube, this phone stand, and then a brick separator because this isn't height adjustable. No, it isn't height adjustable, which is why I do all of this nonsense. But it's not like tilt adjustable, so I have to use a brick separator. And then you see here it is, and then I just like use it to prop up the phone. It is really weird. It is really cursed, but it works. And I mean, you can't knock it if it works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, the installer finally launched. I had to run the hello thing from the terminal, and then I could press launch installer and it would finally launch, because apparently it has to download the installer. I don't know why, it's just kind of weird. But anyways, let's press next. It has the correct time zone, the correct keyboard layout, thank you very much, manual partitioning. Next, okay, now's the point where we can't just speed run stuff. I have to grab out the keyboard and have fun. So this first one is ext4 data, that's fine. This one's FAT32 600 megabytes. That one's ext4 1 gig. Okay, Fedora really done goofed with this one. I'm just gonna delete everything. There we go. Clean 256 gigs to work with. So let's first create. Let's go. It's MovieBytes. So let's go 1024, which is going to be FAT32 /boot/EFI, and it's gonna have the boot flag. So this is our EFI partition. Then we can go this one, create, and I'm going to go 2480. No, it's 204080. This is a 20 gig swap partition, like I love to do. Swap. No, not MSFT data, whatever that. Oh, that's Microsoft. FS label is going to be swap. Swap, nothing else. Swap 20 gigs, go. And then this one, 235 gigs. This is going to be our slash partition. So let's go ext4. That one, let's not encrypt. Slash, I'm gonna call it just CachyOS, I guess. And we don't need any flags. We could do root. No, let's just go with that. Okay, that's a fine enough. Partition table, yeah, boot EFI, that one and that one. Next. Again, EFI must be on /boot. Okay, thanks for telling me that. Edit. And let's just go regular old /boot. Next. Why must it be 2 gigs? What type of nonsense is that? Okay, let's edit. I guess we will make this 18. Now I'm just gonna delete it, and then I can go from there. Delete, 20 gig, then 2048 megabytes /boot. FS label, let's not do one. Boot. Okay. That's our boot partition, which is 2 gigs for some reason. Then let's go with this one, which is going to be that one. Swap. Okay, that should be fine now. We only have 18 gigs of swap space now. I know, mass hysteria. I set it as FAT32. I set it as BTRFS. Ext4, no, not Ext4. FAT32 /boot. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we can have Node, so we can have Plasma, we can have GNOME, which looks a lot like the Ubuntu layout of GNOME, except why is that on the top? It should be on the bottom in Ubuntu. We can go XFC4. They have BSPWM as an option. Ooh, fancy. I actually used to use BSPWM before I switched to Hyperland. There is Budgie. I personally quite like Budgie. There is Cinnamon. There is Cosmic. We can install Cosmic by default. I don't think I want to. We can install i3, we can install Hyperland, we can install... They actually have Neri as a default. Oh, that's cool. AlexDE, AlexCute, Mateo, however you say it, OpenBox, Qtile, Sway, UKUI for the 3 people that use that, and then Wayfire for the 2 people that use that. I might actually go with Plasma, just because it's the default. I don't know, I quite like GNOME. I mean, I don't use it. Let's just go Plasma. It's the... Oh wait, no, but a lot of distros have issues with like installing 2 desktop environment. I know KDE has issues when you install another desktop alongside it, so... Let's just be safe and go with GNOME, ? Next. Okay, this is actually fancy. Printing support, I definitely want that. Caps filters, all of these. JS fonts, Ghost script, system config printer. I definitely want all of that. I don't have an HP printer, so I don't need that, I don't think. Can install KDE, there's base devel, that one, shell packages. CachyOS fish. I'm not going to use either of these, but I'll leave it ticked because it's the default. And these are actually... Ooh, it's like CachyOS defaults on top of Arch. Okay, next. My name is Distro Rockhopper. That is fine. What's the name of this computer? I'm going to call it Geocache because CachyOS. That's a dumb name, but okay. Actually, no, this is gonna be my main install, so let's use the same password. And okay, those are fine. Actually, I don't know, this keyboard doesn't have a numlock. Okay, so it's always numlocked, basically. Okay, deleting, creating, set flags, set up new, that one. Install is about to make changes to your disk. You will not be able to undo these changes. I simply don't care. Go ahead. Okay, this is actually quite a fancy looking thingy here. It does look a bit stretched though, so I will resize that for you. There we go. Anyways, I'm going to be on my merry way now. I'm going to eat. So I'll come back to this. This is still stretched out. I want to make it look nice. Okay, that looks fine. I shall be coming back once the installation has finished. So, see you around, I guess. Okay, so as you can see, the installation has just finished. It is currently 4:15. So yeah, that took quite a while. Now it actually errored out quite a few times. There was 2 different errors. So the first error was an error to do with not being able to like generate a keyring or something, and the solution for that was running 2 commands. The first one was, I believe, sudo pacman-sy arch linux-keyring, and then the second one was sudo pacman-keys --populate, and that fixed the first issue, and the installation got a lot further. But then there was a second issue, and that was that in like the very last step of the installation, it had to remove unneeded microcode. Now basically how the installer works is that there are 2 packages for the microcode, the CPU microcode that it installs, the Intel microcode and the AMD microcode. And at the very end of the install, it removes the one that it doesn't need. So in my case, I'm on an Intel system, so it would remove the AMD microcode. But the thing is that uninstallation has a timeout of 30 seconds. So if it doesn't complete within that time, the installation will just fail, and then sorry, you can't boot your system. So it took me a bit of scouring the interwebs to realize that the solution to that was in the packages selection here. You know, that menu that I called cool earlier, where like you can choose the different packages you want after you select your desktop. In there, I had to go under, I believe, base system, and then there was this section for like CPU microcode, and then I had to untick AMD microcode. And then obviously, since it didn't install it in the first place, it wouldn't have to remove it, which means it wouldn't time out, which means that the installation completed. So let's press restart now, and done. Okay, so it is currently shutting down, and then once it finishes, I'm just gonna pull the flash drive, hopefully sometime soon. Generate shutdown RAM FS, that's a thing. Also, for some reason, this is like a bit behind. I think it's just like cut off. Anyways, it's running a stop job for user manager for UID 1000 right now. You can't see it because it's on the... Yeah, I'll show you. You can see. There it is. It's not showing here for some reason. I'll just pause the clip here, I guess. Okay, it's taking too long. I'm just gonna hard power off. There we go. Pull the flash drive, and now I'm gonna press power on. Okay, it's currently booting up here. I'm just gonna bring the camera over here. Okay, anytime soon, please. Yes, it has installed successfully. CachyOS grab. Oh yes, I did. Partway through, while it was erroring out, I decided that, because I rebooted after the thing errored out, and I decided to go with grub instead of system deboot, just because, I guess. I actually really like this grub theme. Looks quite cool. CachyOS Linux, I guess. Loading Linux CachyOS. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back over here because it's gonna show up here. Oh yes, and it also has this really cool graphical boot screen here. I have not actually seen this before, but that is really cool. It's actually nice and minimal. It's just the spinning wheel. Ah yes, let's wait for it to load as this ominous white arc just spins around here. I might change this to maybe have like the logo, the EFI logo at the top, and then move this down. I'll see if that's possible. I'm not really like Plymouth guy. I don't know how to script it because I believe you script it in like C, which I have no idea how to write C code. I am not a programmer. Oh, that is fancy. That is fancy. Okay, that's cool. This is probably the coolest Plymouth theme I have ever seen. And in layman's terms, the coolest startup screen I've ever seen. Let's just patiently wait. Oh, there's a mouse cursor on the main monitor. I was actually debating on whether or not to maybe switch to the Cinnamon desktop, because that's what's on Mint, and I was thinking of maybe switching to that, but I decided no, I'll just go with, with GDM. Oh, sorry, no. I was thinking GDM now because the GDM login screen is here. Let's log in, and it has the nice little CachyOS logo down there. Yes, welcome to CachyOS. Let us, where's my mouse? Skip the tour, and it appears that we are on Wi-Fi. I'm just gonna quickly just tweak some things. So I'm gonna go to performance, dark style. Okay, this is pretty cool. Here's the thing, we can install apps. You can go apps tweaks. Let's not launch at start. Let's close out of this. I do want to, oh my word, there is a lot of stuff pre-installed. CachyOS it comes with a like GUI package manager and everything. Octopi, I know that's like a graphical AUR helper. Whatever these are. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff pre-installed, and of course, for some reason, CachyOS uses Fish as its default shell. I hate Fish. Then again, I've never used Fish, but it's not POSIX compliant, so I just assume it's bad. So I'm gonna be switching to Bash because I am a Bash enjoyer myself. I know a lot of people like ZSH, or Z shell, as everyone says it. I think the official pronunciation is Z shell, but I'm just gonna say ZSH just to tick people off. Let's make that power off. Show battery percentage in the top thingy here. Appearance. I can't speak today. Updates are ready to install. Shut up. No, I don't want to open the thing. And okay, it's just like secure boot stuff that I'm not even gonna install because I don't have secure boot enabled. Which is probably a bad thing. I probably should enable secure boot, but apparently CachyOS is. I keep wanting to say CachyOS. I think it's CachyOS. Anyways, I'll use them interchangeably just to fool people. But anyways, yeah, also my system is still called Geocache. That luckily didn't change. No, I don't want to do that. Let me just go to mouse and touchpad and turn off natural scrolling because it is anything but. Anyways, now I will begin the process of forking infrared and making it work with with Arch Linux. See you later when I'm hopefully on a screen recording. Bye bye. Okay, so as you can see, I am currently on Niri. I have finished installing and setting up CachyOS. If I can type here, you can see here Distro Rockupper at Geocache. This is my CachyOS installation on Niri. I do actually want to change this icon, so let's cd.config/fastfetch. And then let's envim config.jsonc. I do wonder if the NerdFonts has an option for, or if the NerdFonts has icon for CachyOS. If not, then I'll just go with the regular Arch Linux icon because I know that is a thing. Okay, there we go. I'll just make it that. Okay, so let us go nerd fonts. And then cheat sheet here, it's already on the thing. Let's go Cachy. Okay, they do not have a CachyOS icon. Let's just go Arch. Okay, there's Arch Labs, Archcraft, Arch. I'm just gonna go Arch, the first one that shows up here. So, that one. Oh, I'm not in insert mode. I'm stupid. Okay. Did I just mute my system? No, I didn't. Okay, let's just double click all here. And then git add configuration, git commit -m, change distro icon, and then git push. I'm just gonna pause the recording here. Okay, there we go. It has been pushed. So if I just cd back here and then fast fetch, you can see, yep, it now has the little Arch Linux icon. Now I do want to show you the tool that I have written for declaratively managing ArchOS. So my ArchOS, Arch Linux. Now this is based off of the tool that I wrote for declaratively managing Fedora Silverblue, which was infrared. I have called this one Inky, which is named after the blue ghost from Pac-Man. Yes, the ghosts from Pac-Man have names. The red one is Blinky, the pink one is Pinky, the blue one is Inky, and the orange one is Clyde. So you can see here is my configuration.toml file here. If I just get rid of that, you can see this app image. I think, I can't remember if I added app image support in the Silverblue video or not. But yeah, I have app image support now. Then here's my Flatpaks, Pac-Man, and then AUR packages here. Now, as you can see, there is no Copa section because obviously this is not Fedora. We're not using RPM and we don't have Copas. So you can see here's just all of the stuff I have. It's actually considerably shorter than the Fedora Silverblue thing because I don't have all those dependencies for Vicinay declared because I just have Vicinay here in the AUR section. And also NeoVim Nightly because I personally use vim.pack for my plugin management on NeoVim. I just think it's way easier than Packer, which isn't maintained anymore, and whatever the new version of Packer is that is maintained. Anyways, no, I do not want that. There we go. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. If so, give it a like and also comment down below if you have any suggestions for what I should do next. Subscribe if you wish and hit that bell button to stay notified whenever I upload a new video. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.